Hello everyone, I'm a little bit new to YouTube, so forgive me in advance for any mediocre editing I may have done to this. So this channel's a new one, and it's called The Real World, and it's basically going to be me reacting to certain leftist videos on the internet, either making fun of them for giggles or for taking serious opinions on them. So let's get started. Now, today's video is going to be about the book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish. Now, I gotta say this video is pretty hard to watch, and if you're anything like me, you might end up not even watching my whole video. This video is pretty old, and I know I'm a little late to the party, but this is a starter video, so I figured I would start with something basic. So, in case you're super new to this whole gay thing or whatever, Lil Miss Hot Mess is a drag queen. I won't show a lot of clips of her video because, one, it's painful to watch, and two, I might get copyrighted. Then my account gets suspended, but I will show some main points so that you get the general idea. So like I said, Lil Miss Hot Mess is a drag queen, and she's like the OG drag queen. Drag Queen Story Hour basically came about because of her. Now, she decided to write a book for kids, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish. Now, I want to point out that this video is on YouTube Kids. I didn't realize that until I tried to comment on it. But if you're letting your kids use that app and you're trying to protect them, forget it. So in this video, the drag queen basically reads the book to the children, then sings the entire book to the tune of The Wheels on the Bus. Yeah, taking an innocent children's song and making it into something to indoctrinate them. I mean, that's how the left works. They take innocent things, they turn them into something not innocent, and indoctrinate people. So, it's very hard to watch. The first clip I'm about to show you is the list of characters. Now, personally, I laughed at this at first, but the last one might make you question the book, as the name is a little bit explicit. So, let's take a look.
Some of our fabulous performers. We have Free to Be Me. We've got Jacqueline Jill. We've got Stinkerbell. We've got Rita Book. We've got Mother Lucy Goosey, Cinderfella, Peanut Butter Gelée, Rosie Ringarounda, and last but not least, LMNOPP.
If you laughed at those names, I'll agree they're kind of funny, but don't count this book as comedic reading just yet. The second clip I'm about to show you is her reading a questionable part of the book. Now, I will warn you, depending on how restrictive you are about what your children know about this stuff, you might want to have them leave the room. Let's take a look.
The shoulders. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Let me see you shimmy your shoulders. Excellent. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy all through the town. And look how bright it's getting. How many people are getting a little cheered up?
So that part seemed a little sexual. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is how I interpreted it. Now, here's my personal opinion. If you let your children watch and they laughed at it, you raised them right. If they seem really confused and ask, Mommy, why is that man dressed up as a woman? You raised them right. But you think that's bad? There's more. Let's keep watching.
The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. All through the town.
Alright, so yeah, the reading is pretty bad. I mean, you're taking a children's book and a seemingly friendly person who talks about butterflies and rainbows and telling children it's basically okay to express themselves and making the drag queen prerogative seem so innocent. They make dragging, is that even a real term? Seem like it's just playing dress up and being fun and happy. And no, there's nothing wrong with playing dress up. But when you take it as seriously as these people do, then yeah, that's a problem. The way she, or he, I don't really know, describes it is, we like to add a little humor to things just because drag queens are fun. And what I find really sickening about it is that children, when they're young, are very impressionable. I was always taught between the ages of 1 and 10 that we're supposed to trust adults and listen to things they say because they're older and have more experience and they know more. And generally that's true. I mean, you listen to your parents and, don't touch the hot stove. Stuff like that. But how are children supposed to trust adults when they're feeding them this BS? I mean, ugh. So, I first showed my girlfriend this video today, and she was laughing hysterically because to people that have their heads screwed on straight, it's a little bit comical. But at the same time, it made us really sick because we're creating a generation that doesn't see things for what they really are. They're taking constants and making them into variables. Them saying that your gender is not what you are assigned at birth and that no doctor has a right to tell you what gender you are, that's nuts. There are constants. Your gender, since the beginning of time, has been determined by your genitalia, not by what you feel like. Now, I'm not really like a religious person, but I do believe the Bible is a type of moral code, and it is one that I think people should follow, regardless of what you believe. I guarantee you that if you went into a library to have Bible story hour, you would be called a bigot, you would be canceled, and would be thrown out of the library and banned for life. Not necessarily in that order. I call this channel The Real World because I focus on constants and facts and not variables. Such as if you have male genitalia and you are a male and vice versa. That is a constant. I don't care what you say. You can't identify as a different gender. I mean, I guess you can, but it doesn't make it true. Why are some identities accepted and others are not? If I go into a bank and say I identify as a millionaire, deposit $1 million into my bank account right now, they would laugh in my face, call security, and have me thrown out of the bank. Is that bigotry? And if not, why is that not bigotry, but saying a male is a male and a female is a female is? Liberals and leftists and drag queens and the other million identities out there want to have their cake and eat it too. Now, am I saying that you can't accept differences in people? Of course not. Some people really are different. They have a different personality, or they have a medical condition such as Down syndrome and autism. And we should all be willing to accept those people for who they are and reasonably accommodate them the best we can. And people ask me, how is that any different than identifying as a woman if you're a man? And to that, I say personalities and medical statuses are variables, not constants. Male and female are constants. Many people, again, since the beginning of time, have had different medical conditions, and we all have different interests and personalities. However, no one was born without a gender or was born with both genders. It's never happened in the history of mankind. You can tell me all you want that you were born a man, trapped in a woman's body, which in itself, that phrase is ridiculous. It just simply isn't true. The phrase I heard so many times around COVID was follow the science. Frankly, either their science is completely made up or they are following the science whenever they feel it fits their prerogative.
The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, blah, blah.
Science is two genders. The only way I will ever believe that there can be two genders on one body or no genders at all will be when you can scientifically prove it to me. And to the LGBTQIA community, I will say all of you really are queer. For once, you did find a good, accurate way to describe yourselves. So, my final take on this is that I don't really care what you want to do. I don't. Frankly, if you want to play make-believe with your genders, more power to you. Trying to get my child, or anyone else's for that matter, we're supposed to protect children, to play this really harmful, and yeah, it is harmful, make-believe with you, then I am gonna raise hell about it. That's just wrong. Not even biblically. I'm not even talking biblically. Just morally. By the moral standard of humanity, it is wrong. But anyway, that's my take on it. And there are more reaction videos to come. Not necessarily just about genders, just about politics in general, what's going on in the world. So please subscribe to get notifications whenever a new video comes out, and stay safe.